What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another player rating show as we drew 2-2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last night against Liverpool in a game which you've got to say in hindsight we definitely had the chances to win that game. Really good performance from the team, and let's get into the ratings, and let's start off with Hugo Lloris. Sim gives him a 7, I give him an 8. I mean, he made a string of really strong saves early on, especially that one from Trent. Stopped another Trent effort from his volley after that. I mean, couldn't really do anything from Jota's header, but he also made a strong save in the build-up to Liverpool's second goal. I mean, it was a strong performance yesterday from Hugo, and I felt a couple of times he came out and was quite strong and quick off his line.
Yeah, he did some good sweeping, actually.
Yeah.
Did some pretty good sweeping yesterday, which was really good from him. The only thing I would say is, yeah, made some really good saves. Could he have knocked that, if for the second goal, could he have knocked it away any further? Maybe, but it's a bit harsh to criticise him for that. But other than that, made some really good saves, really strong saves. So the best one of the lot with his legs from Trent right at the end of the first half. But other than that, in the second half, apart from that, for the goal, don't remember too much he had to do.
I mean, there was about 3 or 4 top saves in there from Hugo yesterday.
I think there's saves you expect, except for the one from Trent. There's probably saves you expect him to make, I would
potentially.
say.
But yeah, it was a strong display from Hugo, in my opinion. The way he came out, like you say, sweeping, good display. But let's move on to DAVINSON, SANCHEZ. 7s all round from us. I mean, you got some good moments in there, some bad moments, a standard DAVINSON SANCHEZ display, but a big challenge to stop Mane early doors. He lost Mane in the build-up to the first goal, but we conceded. Defended really well on a whole, but there were just a couple of iffy moments in there from DAVINSON, which we've grown to expect, to be honest, but won many headers and challenges, including one interception really late on, which was pretty much a goal-saving challenge. That one.
I think a couple of them, one from Mane, I remember in the first half, was unbelievable challenge, late challenge, which could have been a goal, and there's one right at the end as well. Played a brilliant over-the-top pass to Dele Alli as well for the chance, which just before the second goal, which could have been a penalty. I thought that was really impressive, but you have those moments like, I think for the first goal, he could have done a bit better with as well. There's a moment in the first half where he does some step over just outside the penalty box where Mane's hot in pursuit and he nearly lets Mane in, and they nearly cost us a goal. I think that's when Trent had a shot, actually. So some really poor moments there, which if those moments cost us, we're definitely getting angry at him, berating him. But luckily for him, they didn't. And I think all in all, defensively, he was pretty solid throughout the game.
Yeah, but Conte definitely would have noted those iffy moments and going in on him for them, that's for sure, or helping him to overcome these kind of mistakes. But let's move on to Eric Dier. 8 all round from us. I mean, was pinging the ball superbly all afternoon. Pings Toby-esque really to Sessegnon, to Dele, to Sonny. I mean, he really is like growing into this kind of like deep-lying playmaker role. He's just pinging them about like nobody's problem, but defended superbly all afternoon. Very strong season from him so far, and long may it continue. But cast your mind back to last season. Around this time last season, we were saying the same things about Eric Dier, weren't we? How much of a strong season he was having, but it all fell apart for him, so we need him to stay on this track.
He's playing really, really well defensively. Like he's not getting caught out making silly mistakes. He's being really, really solid. He's not being forced to make too many tackles, which is positive. He's getting really, really good cover, which I think is helping him. I think he's always been his best position in a back three. And what's definitely improving is his passing range. I think his time in midfield has definitely helped him gather that ability to pick out a pass from the back line and have a bit of composure about him as well when he's stepping up. So he's definitely developing that side of the game as the centre of the defence. And he really is having a good time under Conte, and he's becoming Toby Alderweireld-esque with some of his passes, to be honest. They're getting more and more consistent each week, so very, very impressive from Dier, especially the one to Dele, which when he was 2-on-1 with Kane, that was brilliant, and I'd love to see more of that.
Definitely. Let's move on to Ben Maldini, Ben Davies. Absolutely. So first of all, 8s all round from us, but another very solid and composed display from Ben Davies, the left side of a back three. Dealt with Salah really well on the left-hand side. His loose clip, but it was his loose clearance that let Liverpool in and score. But he did find himself in the box late on, and really, I mean, I don't know if it was a cross or a shot. I think it was a cross, but I think he was caught in two minds. Should have done better there to snatch the the game late on, but a really, really strong showing from Davies. And I think Mo Salah's still in his back pocket now, is he?
Yeah, they said Salah's in the Davies penitentiary, which I thought was great. Yeah, I thought another really good display from him. I thought he teamed up with SESSEGNON really, really well on the left-hand side to keep Salah quiet. I thought going forward, he didn't get forward too many times this game, except for the one right at the end. But his ability on the ball to keep the ball ticking, to pass the ball really quickly into a Tottenham player into space in the central midfield was really, really great. And I think his composure is growing by the week, and he really has adapted to this left centre back role so well. It really suits him. So another great display from him.
Definitely. And let's move on to Ryan SESSEGNON, 8 all round from us. And another impressive display from Ryan SESSEGNON in his first Premier League start in a very long time, since 2020. Got up and down the pitch really well on that left-hand side. He even managed to force Trent Alexander-Arnold back a few times, as well as defending really well against Mo Salah at times. To perfection, really, and proving he's not here just to make up the numbers anymore. He's here to fight for that spot with Reggie on the left-hand side.
Yeah, his anticipation in defensively inside the box and a few times intercepting passes was really impressive, and it shows he's developing that side of his game. I thought he dealt with the threat of Trent, and although I thought Trent had a great game, I thought he dealt with the threat of Trent and Salah pretty well on that. For a player making his first Premier League start in God knows how long, I thought he dealt with the occasion really, really well. I thought even a few times he was able to foray forward and even beat Trent Alexander-Arnold on the outside and lay passes on the plate for KANE, who maybe could have done better. So obviously he went off near the end of the game. I did feel he was tiring a bit near the end, but a really impressive display from SESSEGNON on the back of an impressive display against Norwich. And maybe it shows that he is here to battle with Reguilon for that first team spot. And if he puts in more displays like this, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough battle.
Yeah, definitely. And let's move on to Emerson Royale. 5s all round from us. I mean, I felt like he really struggled to contain Mane on the night, especially after that yellow card. He got that early booking, and Mane, he was beating him quite a few times, and I think Emerson did struggle up against him. Did find KANE with a nice run and cross. KANE really should have done better. Very fortunate not to give away a penalty for that shove on Jota, and probably, I would say, our weakest link in the team on the day.
Yeah, he did struggle a bit on the right-hand side defensively, I would say. I think offensively, he was actually a really good outlet. I think he was finding loads of space in behind Robertson and on the Liverpool backline. Unfortunately, more often than not, the quality wasn't there when he was asked to deliver in the box. But his athleticism, you can't doubt. He's there all the time. Every single time we get forward in the central midfield, and NDOMBELE always had an option on the right-hand side, and it's super important that that player is always there providing that option. Otherwise, it's difficult for you to play out the press and get out. So that was a positive, but on the negative side, did struggle badly to deal with Mane, who was giving him torrid time throughout the whole game. And obviously he's going to have to improve that element of his game. But I don't think he was awful, but he was, agree, definitely the weakest player. And he's going to have to sharpen up going forward if he's going to be effective in that wing-back role.
Let's move on to Harry Winks, the return of Miniesta. 9s all round from us from Harry Winks. And you've got to say, the most surprising performance on the day. Harry Winks putting an exceptional performance in. And when I say exceptional, this was exceptional. Crucial sliding tackles to send us on our way for our first goal. Was playing some pinpoint De Bruyne-esque balls over the top to start attacks for us. Was very combative and aggressive in the middle of the park. He gained the most interceptions and blocks on the pitch on the night. The best Winks performance in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, brilliant display. Some of the best through balls, world-class through balls from deep positions, which really hurt Liverpool. They were on a plate as well, crisp into players could take it into their stride. I thought he played so well. So happy for him for that display. It wasn't just the long, Hollywood through balls as well as the other stuff. The passion, aggression, interceptions, getting a foot in, and the little passes, linking play and keeping the ball ticking and setting the tone for the midfield. I thought he was exceptional throughout the game and definitely man of the match for me. And long may it continue. We want to see Winks doing more of that kind of performances, looking confident. And if he can do that, then maybe there is a place in the team for him, but it's all about him keeping up those standards and not letting them drop.
Are you back on Winks' side now?
100%, full on.
All right, let's move on to Tanguy Ndombele. 7 from Sim, a 6 from me. Got the assist with a lovely, perfect through ball, perfectly weighted to Harry Kane to set him up for that first goal. Thing is with Tanguy, he did get caught quite a few times in dangerous positions, just dawdling on the ball or trying to do some tricks and didn't really come off, and did get caught in a few dangerous positions there. Felt like he didn't really impact the game after that assist, because we know what Tanguy Ndombele can bring, and when that through ball just shows you the kind of quality that he brings to the team, and we've seen it time and time again with Tanguy Ndombele, and we need to see more of that. And there was only one proper moment of quality in there from him.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are criticising him a lot because of a few times that he was giving the ball away in bad positions, and that's ultimately what forced Conte to take him off at the time. But I actually think Ndombele, by and large, had a pretty good game. I thought he was actually putting in a pretty good shift for the team. I actually thought he was getting across and putting in some challenges. Maybe not as much as Dele and Winks, but he was still doing his part. I thought a few times he was able to wriggle out situations and open up the pitch, which when Skipp came on, he wasn't able to do. And the amount of times he was able to spring the ball out to Emerson into space was a really good function for the team. And obviously, it was a great through ball for Kane's goal, which obviously was a moment of quality, which was really great to provide, and it allowed Kane just not even to take a touch, just to strike it straight away. Brilliant way of pass, actually, when you think about it. So I want to see more from Ndombele, to be honest. I think if he can really sacrifice himself for the team, he could really be a massive player for us. But it's all about him making smart decisions, not doing stupid things in silly areas, and then we can see the best out of him. But I think it was an encouraging display for me, actually, despite the fact he went off fairly early.
All right, Dele Alli, 8 from Sim, 7 from me. I mean, it is much better from Dele playing in the middle, left-hand side of a middle three. A lot of effort and desire from Dele. You could see the work rate was clearly there from him. I mean, he didn't stop running pretty much the whole game. Made a real impact on the game. Massive step in the right direction for him. But he did miss a massive chance to go 2-0 up. I mean, it was an incredible save by Alisson, but I felt he just needed to go the other way of Alisson, and that's probably a goal. I thought he was linking up well, getting himself with his late runs in the box, providing really good options for the team. But I just felt he was just that little bit rusty in the final third.
Yeah, definitely a couple of moments. I don't think actually the chance which Alisson saved was due to rustiness, because I think he got clean contact on that. That was just a really good save, although he could have gone the other way, but I don't think that's rustiness.
Decision making.
I don't know. I think it's a good strike. It's right in the corner. You can't complain about the strike on it. Alisson makes the right save. He could have gone the other way, but you know, he goes for it first time on that way. 9 times out of 10, I think that's in the back of the net. I think that's a great save. Oh yeah, for sure. That's a world-class save. I think most keepers aren't saving that. Most keepers. He gets fingertips on it, and it's right in the corner, Dele strikes. So I'm not going to complain about that too much. But the other one, definitely where he underhits the pass to Kane, that's frustrating. But what I would say about Dele is what was great about his performance was his consistently running in behind and hurting the Liverpool back line, and that was the old Dele Alli that came back yesterday, it seemed, because we haven't seen that Dele really breaking a sweat to get into the box and hurt the opposition like he did yesterday. And it happened a few times, like a number of times he was getting in and actually being found, and that was the most really good thing about it. So really great display from that end. Also putting in really great challenges and dribbling as well. Never seen him recently dribble like that against good quality players and take them on and commit players, which was really good. But just need to tighten up a few things, like losing the ball in the middle of the park way too easily, being too easily shoved off the ball, and better shielding the ball, that kind of stuff. But I actually thought his passing yesterday was actually pretty good on the counter-attack, so I was really happy with that.
In terms of Dele, Winks and Ndombele, was it a shop window job yesterday, or are they here to stay?
It's too I would say it's not too early to say, but I would like to say it's them wanting to stay, because maybe Dele thinks right now the only way is down from where he's at. So if he either, you know, he knows he's not going to get a move to somewhere better than Tottenham right now, so I think it's more him wanting to convince Conte that he wants to be here, I would say. And Winks as well, for sure. Winks, he's a Tottenham boy. He wants to be here. I know that for a fact. Ndombele, I don't know.
All right, Heung-min Son, 7s all round from us. Very lively display, caused Liverpool a lot of problems throughout the game. Set up Delhi really well, where Delhi, obviously the chance we just spoke about, for a massive chance in that first half. The problem is with Sonny yesterday, I felt like in key moments, he had just a very heavy touch on him as well. I didn't think he was linking up too well up top. I mean, there were a few moments, like I said, where he played through Delhi, but there were chances where he really should be doing better. There are 2 chances where he probably should have scored. But on the other hand of that, he capitalised on Alisson's mistake right at the end and got us the goal that levelled the game. Because, if he doesn't get that goal, we probably go and lose that game.
Definitely, which he got a big slice of luck with, to be honest, but he did have to put it in the back of the net, and he did do that. Son, apart from, he obviously made a great pass for Delhi, and without Son, I don't think we're as big a threat on the counter attack as we were without him. So he obviously caused a lot of havoc with his runs and his pace, but he'll be annoyed that he didn't get more than a goal. He was set up a couple times from Harry Kane and wasn't able to finish it, and a few times he probably could have got a shot off and maybe hesitated or delayed or took a bad touch and it went against him, and he'll feel a bit frustrated by that. But it'll come. Obviously, that role of him and Kane up front is a bit new to both of them. But I thought for a first time out, they did pretty well. So as a partnership like that, and he's still learning that central striker role alongside Kane. So I think he did pretty well overall. But just a few things. If he just done better, he could have had 2 or 3 goals yesterday.
Yeah. And last of the starting 11, Harry Kane. Sim gives him an 8. I gave him a 7. I mean, it was a massive relief, probably in the stands, and you could definitely see the look on Harry Kane's face as he took his goal really well with a clinical effort, finding the bottom corner. Should have had more goals, missed quite a few chances on the night, but that's no getting away from the fact that it's much, much better from Harry Kane. I think it was clear instruction from Conte to stay up the pitch and resist the temptation to come deep. I mean, he did a couple of times, but on a whole, he stayed right up the top of the pitch. Probably should have definitely should have got sent off in the first half for that challenge on Robertson. But on a whole, much better from Harry Kane, and there's definitely more to come.
Yeah, he got lucky with the red card with the challenge for 100%. It was a full-blooded challenge, but that shows how much, it's not the first. I remember, I think it might have been Conte's first game or second game, he put in a very similar challenge, like full of guts and passion, and probably over the top this time, but it shows that he's really trying hard right now. He's not like, this is not a player who's downing tools or anything. I thought actually he was really good yesterday. He missed quite a few presentable chances. The bigger one, probably one from a corner where he headed it over inside the 6-yard box. Probably should have done better there. The one where Dele Alli underhits the pass, a better heart pass from Dele, and Kane can better take that into his stride, although Kane will still be disappointed he missed it. Other than that, he was doing some really good set-up play. Set up Son with really good ball, which he should have scored from in the second half as well. I think it might have been offside, but he did a really good cross for Son at the near post, to which he couldn't turn in. And I thought not just that, he did some really great hold-up play, shielding the ball from Liverpool players and bringing other players into play. And on the counter-attack, people always criticise Kane for not being fast enough or not, but you know what? He was a massive threat on the counter. He was getting free in all types of spaces all the time, and he was really threatening Liverpool with his runs in behind and his ability to stretch the play. And I thought he had a really strong display. And obviously, talk about the goal, great finish into the far corner,
clinical,
confident, slid it in right into the side netting. Really great finish, and you saw the relief on his face once he got that in, didn't you? You could see it. It'd been on his mind. It's been on everyone's mind. So great for him to get that goal, and hopefully he can start a run now.
Yeah, let's hope so. The substitutes, we're only going to give Skipp a rating, and that's going to be 6s all round. I mean, he was come on to really shore up the midfield because Ndombele was losing the ball in some quite bad positions. But that's what he did, but not too much else to note from Skipp yesterday.
Yeah, he was solid, but I felt like we actually lost a bit on going forward once Skipp came on. I don't know if it was his fault or maybe we got tired. It might have been coincidence, but we didn't seem to have that same killer instinct when he was on the pitch. Weren't able to find the runs in behind as much, and maybe weren't able to play out. We were playing more safe passes, I felt, once Skip came on. With Ndombele's ability to be on the half turn and turn out of situations, Skip was more happy to do the safer thing and just pass it backwards into a safe position into a defender, and it was harder for Tottenham to break through the Liverpool backline once he came on. So something to think about, but I didn't think he did anything wrong. I think he came on and did his job, but I think, which was to stop and what Ndombele was doing, which was giving away really silly chances inside his own half, which Skip stopped. But then I thought, I don't know, it's harsh to say he blunted us because I don't think it was him, but it just coincided when he came on. We weren't really as creative. Maybe it would have been better having someone like Celso on.
Yeah, potentially. But let's move over to the manager, Antonio Conte. 8 all round from us. I mean, it was a masterclass from Conte yesterday. Moved it to 3 in midfield, 2 up top. And I think that 3 in midfield really, really worked for us. It helped us gain control of that midfield. In-game management, I thought, was spot on from him as well. I think Ndombele needed to come off when he did. Yes, we did lose going forward when Skip came on. But I think that, Conte, the way he managed that game, we should have won it. If we would have taken our chances in the first half, you're talking about like a marauding victory yesterday against a Liverpool side who are blowing away teams at the moment. Antonio Conte, I thought, managed the game spot on. Yeah, maybe, like you said, could have brought on a Lo Celso instead of a Skip. But apart from that, I think everything was spot on.
Yeah, it's not his fault that we missed all those chances, which definitely his tactics helped create. You've got to say that. It was clearly so deliberate. It was so deliberate, everything we were doing. And everyone says about Conte that, he literally goes over every detail of the game with like a fine-tooth comb. Every situation he goes through and what you should do. And you could see the players, they're getting to grips with what they should be doing every time they get the ball. And they're knowing what they're doing. It doesn't,
there's a proper purpose with our play now.
Yeah, and it seems so structured, and it's still early days because I do think defensively for the goals, I think we were a bit all over the place, unfortunately, for both goals. So there's still a lot of work to do, but offensively, which is what we were all complaining about, we were so creative, creating chance after chance against a good Liverpool team. Despite they had a few missing players, we're still a good Liverpool team. And we just, the only regret is we didn't put away all the clear-cut chances we got, and we weren't able to make the most of the chances we created. But Conte definitely getting to grips with the job. Only bad thing I would say is maybe when they went down to 10 men Liverpool, he could have done a bit more to try and force the issue. Maybe he was a bit happier with a point, it felt. But other than that, I thought we did a great job yesterday, and I thought tactically it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult in the last 10 minutes. I know they went down to 10 men, but they also made 2 changes. I think Jota and another attacking player went off for 2 defensive players. And also, you got to think about the situation we're in with the COVID stuff as well. I always thought that we would tire in the latter stages of that game.
Yeah, we got an extra man. You got to. I think maybe have someone like Lo Celso on might have helped pick the lock, I felt.
Yeah, it could have been the case, but look, there's all these circumstances coming into this game, and it wasn't always just going to be as black and white as that. If they get a red card with 10 minutes to go, that we should overrun them. I mean, it was a difficult situation, especially with COVID. You know what I mean?
I feel like the game was there in the last 10 minutes to go. I just don't feel like we had a real go at them those last 10 minutes. That's the feeling I get. We allowed them too much control in those last 10 minutes, and with the extra man, we should have taken it.
All right, well, that is your player ratings. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on our ratings and what your ratings are in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.